It starts with a single decision, the decision to commit, the decision to not wait for circumstances to change, to not hope for motivation to strike like lightning. It's the moment when you stand face to face with the reality that success is not a matter of chance, it is a matter of choice. And that choice begins with something fundamental, something simple yet profound: discipline. Success is not about waiting for things to fall into place. It's about making things happen. Success is not about hoping for a breakthrough. It's about creating one, brick by brick, step by step. And the foundation of all that creation, the essential pillar that will hold everything you build, is discipline. Discipline isn't a sexy concept. It isn't glamorous or exciting. It doesn't come with a flashy promise of instant rewards. But it is the most important ingredient in the recipe for success. Without discipline, you can have all the talent, all the potential, and all the dreams in the world, but without discipline, none of it matters. Every great achievement, every success story, every person who stands tall and looks back on a life of accomplishment shares one common trait: discipline. It's the quiet, consistent commitment to doing what needs to be done, even when no one is watching, even when it feels hard, even when you'd rather give up. Discipline is the price you pay for your dreams. You have dreams, I know you do. But dreams alone don't create reality. Discipline does. Dreams are only dreams until you take action. And action requires discipline. Without discipline, dreams remain just that: fleeting thoughts that never take root in reality. Think of your dreams as seeds. Beautiful, life-altering seeds that could one day grow into something extraordinary. But if you don't water them with consistent action, if you don't nurture them with discipline, those seeds will never sprout. Discipline is the water, the sunlight, the care that those seeds need to grow into something real. And discipline isn't just about doing what's easy or convenient. It's about doing what's necessary. It's about choosing the hard path when the easy one is tempting. It's about showing up for yourself, even when no one else is watching, even when the results aren't immediate. That's where true success is born. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. You set your goals, you have your dreams, but it's discipline that takes you across the bridge from desire to achievement. There's no other way. There's no shortcut, no fast track. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is filled with one thing: discipline. If you want to get from where you are today to where you want to be, you can't just wish for it. You can't just hope for it. You have to earn it. And you earn it through consistent, disciplined action. Every day, you show up. Every day, you do what needs to be done. You do it because it's the right thing to do, not because it's easy. Discipline doesn't care if you feel like it. Discipline is about doing it anyway. It doesn't matter if you're tired, if you've had a long day, or if you'd rather do something else. Discipline is the force that compels you to keep going, to keep moving toward your goal, regardless of how you feel. Success demands discipline. Look around at the successful people you admire. They didn't just stumble into success. They worked for it. They didn't just wait for the perfect opportunity. They created it. They didn't just dream big. They worked tirelessly to turn those dreams into reality. You may have heard it said, success is the result of consistent effort applied over time, and that's discipline. Discipline means that you commit to the process, no matter how long it takes. It means showing up every single day and giving your best, regardless of whether you feel like it. Success doesn't come from a burst of effort here and there. It comes from a consistent, disciplined approach over the long term. And here's the key. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about showing up again and again, even when you fall short. It's about learning from your mistakes, getting back up, and keeping at it. Discipline is the key to mastering your craft. Whether you're an athlete, a business owner, a writer, or a leader, discipline is what makes you great at what you do. You're not born a master. You become one through practice, through hard work, and through the relentless discipline to get better every day. The difference between good and great is simple: discipline. Greatness doesn't happen by accident. It happens through the consistent pursuit of improvement. It happens through the refusal to stop even when things get difficult. It happens because someone made the decision to commit to discipline day after day, hour after hour. You are not a victim of your circumstances. Discipline gives you control over your life. It puts the power back in your hands. You are not a victim of your circumstances, not a slave to your impulses or desires. You are the creator of your own future. And discipline is the tool that allows you to take control. You don't have to let life happen to you. With discipline, you can make life happen the way you want it to. Discipline allows you to make decisions based on your vision, not on your feelings. It allows you to stay focused on the end goal, even when the journey gets tough. Discipline is the ultimate freedom. It may sound counterintuitive, but discipline gives you freedom. It's the freedom to choose your path, to live the life you desire, to create the results you want. When you have discipline, you have control. You have the power to make decisions that serve your future self. Discipline eliminates the need for willpower. When you discipline yourself to make the right choices, you no longer have to rely on fleeting motivation or external influences. You become your own driving force, and that is the ultimate freedom. Discipline is the root of resilience. Life is going to challenge you. It's going to test you. But the key to overcoming those challenges is discipline. It's discipline that allows you to stay committed when things get difficult. It's discipline that gives you the strength to keep going, even when everything around you tells you to quit. Resilience isn't just about being tough. It's about being disciplined enough to stay on course when the storm hits. Discipline allows you to stay focused on your vision, even in the face of adversity. Discipline is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. Every extraordinary person you've ever admired got to where they are, not by waiting for luck or a moment of divine intervention, but by committing to discipline. They did the work, day after day, even when no one was looking. They made the sacrifices, stayed the course, and put in the time to develop their skills. Extraordinary results are born from ordinary actions consistently repeated. Discipline is what turns the ordinary into the extraordinary. The path to success is simple but not easy. It is paved with hard work, persistence, and an unwavering commitment to discipline. The road is long, but the rewards are worth it. Success is not an accident. It's a decision. Discipline is the foundation of everything. Everything you want in life, the success, the freedom, the happiness, it all begins with discipline. It starts with the small daily decisions that you make, the actions that you take, and the habits you form. You have the power to create the life you want, but you must make the decision to commit to discipline. The journey won't be easy, and there will be times when you want to quit. But if you stay disciplined, you will get there. And when you do, you'll look back and realize that discipline wasn't the obstacle, it was the key to everything you ever wanted. So commit to it. Commit to your discipline. Commit to your success. Because success begins with discipline. And discipline, day after day, step after step, will lead you to everything you've ever dreamed of. Now that you've made the decision to embrace discipline, let's talk about how to sustain it. It's easy to start strong. We all have moments of excitement, inspiration, and determination. But discipline is not about fleeting motivation. It's about keeping your foot on the gas when the drive starts to fade. Sustaining discipline is the true test of success. Discipline requires structure. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to create a structured routine. Successful people don't leave things to chance. They create a structure that supports their goals. Routine is the backbone of discipline. When you organize your day, your tasks, and your focus, you give yourself the opportunity to succeed. When you create structure in your life, you eliminate the need for constant decision-making. Your choices are made for you. Instead of deciding each day whether or not to work, you have a system in place that requires you to take action automatically. And that's where discipline thrives, when it becomes a habit. You can't expect to maintain discipline if your days are chaotic and unorganized. Structure frees you from mental fatigue, allowing you to focus on the important tasks without being bogged down by distractions. It's like laying a strong foundation for a building. Without a solid base, everything collapses. Structure is that base. Discipline is about setting priorities. Every day you face a flood of decisions, and not all decisions are created equal. Discipline is the ability to prioritize. It's about knowing which tasks, which goals, and which actions matter most. The difference between those who achieve and those who don't is not just about hard work, but about working on the right things. Ask yourself, what are the most important tasks in your life right now? Not the easy tasks, not the urgent ones, but the important ones. The ones that will move you closer to your dreams, that will make the biggest impact on your future. Discipline is about choosing to focus on those tasks, even when distractions pull at your attention. It's about saying no to things that don't serve your purpose so you can say yes to the things that align with your goals. Discipline is the habit of consistency. The key to success is not just doing the work once in a while, it's about showing up, doing the work, and getting better every single day. Discipline is the constant habit of doing the work. It's not about having one good day, one good week, or even one good month. It's about the long haul. And this is where people often fail. They give up too soon. They expect results too quickly. But discipline is about staying in the game, doing the small things consistently even when the results are not immediate. When you trust the process, when you stick to the grind, you begin to see momentum build. You have to embrace the idea that success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. The small actions you take today are the ones that will compound into massive results tomorrow. Trust the process. Discipline is about resilience in the face of setbacks. Let's be clear. The path to success will not be without its bumps. You will face challenges. There will be times when you doubt yourself, when obstacles seem insurmountable, and when failure knocks at your door. But discipline is what keeps you going when everything else is telling you to stop. It's easy to stay disciplined when things are going well. The true test of discipline comes when things get hard. It's in those moments when failure seems imminent that your commitment to discipline will be your greatest ally. Resilience is the ability to bounce back, to keep moving forward when everything inside of you says to quit. Discipline is the fuel for resilience. It's what allows you to rise again after every fall, to face every setback as an opportunity for growth. And this is where the magic happens. Every time you bounce back, you get stronger. Every time you keep going when others stop, you build resilience. And resilience is what turns ordinary people into extraordinary ones. Discipline is the foundation of your legacy. Think about the life you want to leave behind. What do you want people to remember about you? What do you want your legacy to be? It's easy to get distracted by short-term goals, by the next milestone, the next achievement. But your true legacy is built on the disciplined actions you take every day. Your legacy isn't just about the things you accumulate, it's about the way you live. It's about the discipline you show in your daily actions. Your actions speak louder than your words. Every disciplined choice you make is a brick in the foundation of your legacy. It's the decisions to serve others, to work hard, to be kind, to learn, and to grow. These small, consistent actions compound over time, creating a life that impacts others far beyond your own lifetime. Discipline is a mindset. Discipline is not just about external actions. It's also about the mindset you adopt. Your mental discipline will determine your success just as much as your physical discipline. It's the ability to control your thoughts, to remain focused on your goals, and to refuse to give in to distractions. Discipline is about taking responsibility for your thoughts. When you change the way you think, you change the way you act. Your mindset determines whether you succeed or fail. This is where most people fall short. They let their thoughts control them instead of taking control of their thoughts. They let self-doubt, fear, and excuses determine their actions. But when you practice mental discipline, you take control of your mind. You choose to focus on your goals, to stay positive, and to move forward with unwavering belief. Discipline is the key to personal freedom. In the end, discipline isn't just about creating success. It's about freedom. Freedom from distractions, freedom from procrastination, and freedom from the limitations you've placed on yourself. When you develop the discipline to focus on what truly matters, you free yourself from the shackles of uncertainty and chaos. You begin to design your life on your own terms. You no longer let life dictate your path. you control your direction. Discipline is the foundation of everything you desire. Success, peace, fulfillment, all of it begins with discipline. The life you desire is already within your reach. You just have to make the decision to commit to it. The decision to act with discipline, day after day, no matter what. So, the question is, are you ready to embrace discipline? Are you ready to commit to the work, even when it's hard? Are you ready to build a future that is grounded in daily disciplined actions? Because with discipline, you can achieve anything. The life you want is within your grasp. All you need is the discipline to take the first step. Success begins with discipline. And it's time for you to start building the future you've always dreamed of, one disciplined choice at a time. You've made the decision to embrace discipline, and now comes the next crucial part, sustaining it. We've talked about the power of discipline, its potential to transform your life, and how it shapes the path to success. But now, let's face a simple truth. Discipline isn't a one-time act. It's a lifelong commitment. You may feel inspired in this moment, the excitement to change, to push forward, to conquer your goals. But the true test of discipline comes when that initial excitement fades, when the road gets tough, when distractions pull at you. This is where most people stumble. They start with a burst of enthusiasm, but they don't finish. They don't sustain their discipline over time. But you've made a different choice. You've chosen to be relentless. And in this choice, you have the power to change everything. You have the power to outlast the obstacles, outwork the competition, and create the life you've always dreamed of. So how do you sustain this discipline? How do you make sure it doesn't fade after the initial surge of motivation dies down? It all comes down to consistency and purpose. Consistency is the key to mastering discipline. If you want to achieve success, you must commit to showing up every day. Even on the days when motivation feels distant, when the challenges seem insurmountable, discipline requires consistency. It's the relentless commitment to continue moving forward, even when the world tries to pull you back. Imagine that you're an athlete training for a competition. Every day, you show up to practice. You put in the hours, you push through the pain, you refine your technique. At first, it's hard. The results don't come quickly. But as you stay consistent, something remarkable happens. You get better. Your body adapts. Your mind sharpens. And the work that once felt like a struggle begins to pay off in ways you couldn't have imagined. Your life is no different. Every disciplined action you take, no matter how small, is contributing to your growth. Each day that you show up and do the work, you're laying the groundwork for a future that will be shaped by your commitment. But it takes time. It takes the consistency to show up even when you don't see immediate results. Purpose fuels consistency. What keeps you going, even on the hardest days? What makes you get out of bed when the world around you wants to pull you back into comfort and complacency? It's your purpose, your why. Purpose is the anchor that keeps you grounded when the winds of distraction blow hard against you. It gives you a reason to keep going when the rewards feel distant. Purpose is what makes the work meaningful. It's what makes you stay disciplined. Not because you're waiting for a result, but because you know the work itself is worthwhile. Without purpose, discipline becomes a grind. It becomes something you do because you feel like you should, not because you're driven by a deep belief in why it matters. Purpose fuels the fire of discipline. When your actions are aligned with your core values, with your vision for your life, discipline becomes effortless, even in the toughest moments. So, ask yourself, what is your purpose? What do you want to create with your discipline? What drives you to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the journey may seem? Your purpose is the fuel that will keep your discipline alive for the long haul. Discipline requires self-awareness. As you continue this journey, it's important to be self-aware, to recognize when your discipline is slipping, when distractions are creeping in, and when you're beginning to lose sight of your goals. Self-awareness allows you to catch yourself before you fall into old habits and excuses. It gives you the power to course correct before things get off track. Self-awareness isn't just about recognizing what's wrong. It's about acknowledging what's right. It's about noticing the positive changes, celebrating the small victories, and staying grounded in your progress. When you're aware of your discipline, you can nurture it. When you're aware of your habits, you can change them. Discipline is built on the foundation of resilience. Life is unpredictable. The road to success is filled with ups and downs, twists and turns. There will be moments when you feel defeated, when the weight of your goals feels too heavy to bear. But resilience is what makes you get back up. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after setbacks, to continue on your path even when everything seems to be falling apart. And discipline is the fuel that powers resilience. When things get tough, discipline is what keeps you moving forward. It gives you the strength to keep going, no matter how many times you fall. You will face obstacles, you will experience failures, but discipline doesn't quit. Discipline tells you to get back up, to learn from the setback, and to keep pushing forward. Discipline is the driving force behind learning and growth. If you're not growing, you're stagnating. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens through continuous learning, refining, and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Discipline is the force that keeps you growing. Think about the areas in your life where you want to improve. Are you committed to the process of learning? Are you actively seeking opportunities to expand your knowledge, to gain new skills, to evolve into the person you need to become in order to achieve your goals? Discipline ensures that you never stop learning. It pushes you to be better, to work harder, to expand your mind, and to grow each and every day. Discipline attracts success. Success is not a random event. It's the result of intention, hard work, and discipline. Success doesn't show up by chance. It shows up when you've made discipline your daily practice. When you're disciplined, you consistently position yourself for success. You're always making progress, always moving toward your goals. And the universe, the world around you, responds to that discipline. Opportunities open up. Connections happen. You start to see results. Success loves consistency. It loves discipline. The consequences of lack of discipline. But let's face the facts. If you don't discipline yourself, if you don't commit to your goals, if you don't consistently take action, the consequences are inevitable. You will remain stuck. You will continue to wish, to hope, and to dream without ever making any progress toward your goals. The consequences of lack of discipline are stagnation, regret, and frustration. Lack of discipline results in wasted potential, a life filled with unfulfilled promises and goals that never came to fruition. You don't want to live with that kind of regret. You don't want to look back and wonder, what if I had stuck with it? What if I had stayed disciplined, kept pushing, and not given up? The time to act is now. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. Your future is determined by the actions you take today. Your discipline today is the key to your success tomorrow. The decisions you make right now, the actions you choose to take, will determine who you become and what you achieve. So, commit. Commit to showing up every day. Commit to the process, to the grind, to the long-term vision. Commit to the discipline that will shape your future. Because when you make discipline a habit, success becomes inevitable. No discipline, no results. But with discipline, the sky is the limit. The choice is yours. Start today. Build your future. You've made the decision to embrace discipline. You understand its power. But now comes the real challenge. How do you keep this fire burning? It's one thing to start with enthusiasm, but the true test of your discipline is in how you sustain it when the excitement fades, when the hurdles appear, and when life throws its inevitable challenges at you. The key to maintaining discipline isn't just about willpower or relying on bursts of motivation. It's about making discipline a part of your lifestyle. Discipline is the daily commitment to your vision, regardless of the circumstances. So, how do you stay disciplined when distractions arise and fatigue sets in? You create a system that works for you, a system that's grounded in habits, routines, and a strong sense of purpose. Discipline is born from habits. The most successful people in the world don't rely on fleeting motivation. They rely on habits, consistent actions that align with their long-term goals. Habits are the building blocks of discipline. They're the small, everyday decisions that accumulate over time and create a life of extraordinary results. Think about a successful person in any field. Whether it's an athlete, entrepreneur, or artist, their success doesn't come from a few bursts of hard work here and there. It comes from consistently doing the necessary work every single day until it becomes second nature. You can build discipline by creating powerful habits. Habits turn discipline into something effortless. They make the work feel natural, almost automatic. And the more consistent you are with your habits, the less you'll need to rely on motivation to get things done. The routine takes over. The process becomes part of your identity. Discipline is about small actions done consistently. In the beginning, the actions may feel forced, difficult, and even pointless. You might wonder if the work is really paying off. But the key is in repetition. Small actions, done consistently, compound over time. It's like investing a small amount of money every day. The returns may seem insignificant at first, but over time they multiply. The discipline you put into your work today creates results tomorrow. Don't get discouraged by the slow pace. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum is the driving force behind long-term success. The more you commit to small, disciplined actions, the more you build confidence in your abilities, and the more likely you are to stay on track toward achieving your goals. Discipline demands accountability. Accountability is an essential ingredient to maintaining discipline. When you are accountable to yourself, you are much more likely to stay committed to your goals. But accountability doesn't stop with you. It helps to surround yourself with people who push you, who hold you to your commitments, who expect nothing less than the best from you. Accountability partners, mentors, coaches, or even close friends can play a huge role in strengthening your discipline. Having someone who believes in you and is there to encourage you, even when you falter, is an essential part of sustaining discipline. Don't underestimate the power of support. Discipline is a mental game. The most difficult part of discipline is in the mind. Your mind will tell you to quit. It will tell you that you've done enough, that you deserve a break. But the mind that constantly seeks comfort and ease will always lead you away from your goals. Discipline requires you to master your mind. It requires you to silence the negative self-talk, to ignore the fleeting desires for short-term satisfaction, and to stay focused on your long-term vision. Your mind will try to convince you that it's okay to relax, to procrastinate, or to delay your work. But discipline tells you that now is the time to act. Now is when you create your future. Now is when you take control. The battle for discipline happens inside your mind. When you win that battle, when you choose action over comfort, you create the future you desire. Discipline is about overcoming procrastination. Procrastination is one of the greatest enemies of discipline. It's the silent killer that keeps you from moving forward. Procrastination tells you that tomorrow is good enough, that you can put things off until later. But later never comes. Procrastination is rooted in fear, the fear of failure, the fear of discomfort, the fear of rejection. But the truth is, procrastination only creates more problems. It steals your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. The antidote to procrastination is immediate action. The moment you feel the urge to delay, commit to doing something small. Take one step forward, even if it's imperfect. This small step will create momentum and make the next step easier. Discipline means conquering procrastination by making a habit of action. Discipline means embracing discomfort. Nothing of value comes from staying comfortable. Growth happens in discomfort. Discipline is about choosing the discomfort of growth over the comfort of stagnation. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you build mental toughness and resilience. Every challenge you face, every setback you overcome, strengthens your discipline and moves you closer to your goals. Discomfort is the price of success. If you want to live a life of extraordinary results, you must get comfortable being uncomfortable. Discipline means embracing the challenges, the failures, and the difficult moments because you know they are part of the process. Discipline is not about perfection. Let's get one thing straight. Discipline is not about being perfect. Perfection is an illusion. It doesn't exist. Everyone has flaws. Everyone makes mistakes. But discipline is about showing up, even when you're not perfect. Discipline is the refusal to give up, even when things go wrong, even when mistakes happen. It's the decision to keep moving forward, to keep learning, to keep improving. It's about doing your best and giving your all, even when the outcome isn't flawless. Discipline means working hard and working smart, without expecting perfection. The perfect day will never come, but the disciplined day will always bring you closer to your goals. Discipline is about creating momentum. Once you start, the momentum begins to build. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes. Momentum is the force that propels you forward, and it's driven by your consistent action. It's the cycle of small, disciplined steps that lead to greater achievements. The more momentum you have, the more unstoppable you become. Momentum creates speed, and speed gets results. When you create momentum through discipline, your goals feel closer and more achievable. What once seemed impossible becomes possible, and what seemed hard becomes easier. Discipline is a lifelong practice. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. Discipline is the practice that will carry you throughout your entire life. It's not something you do for a short period of time to achieve one goal. It's a way of living, a mindset that shapes your decisions, your actions, and your outcomes every single day. Every day, you must choose discipline. Every day, you must commit to the actions that will create your future. And every day, the practice of discipline will transform you into the person you need to become to achieve your highest potential. You are in control. Success, fulfillment, and peace of mind, they are yours to create. But the key to unlocking all of them is discipline. It's the foundation that everything else is built on. It's the force that shapes your habits, drives your actions, and propels you toward your dreams. The decision is in your hands. Will you commit to the daily practice of discipline? Will you show up for yourself, no matter how hard the road gets? Because with discipline, there are no limits to what you can achieve. Your future is waiting for you. And the key to unlocking it is discipline. Now, go out there and make it happen. Your success begins with you, and it begins today. The beauty of discipline is that, once mastered, it becomes a life-altering force that permeates every part of your being. It's the driving force that takes your vision and transforms it into reality. But that transformation doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you have the courage to face discomfort, the wisdom to build systems, and the strength to persist when everything within you wants to quit. Discipline is a mindset that you cultivate every single day. This journey is not about grand gestures. It's about consistent small actions that reinforce your belief in your goals. And those actions are driven by discipline. Discipline is the muscle that shapes your mindset. It doesn't matter how you feel or how motivated you are, the work still needs to be done. And it is discipline that keeps you doing it when all the excuses try to flood your mind. You must remind yourself every single day that discipline is not just about achieving goals. It's about becoming the person who is capable of achieving them. The key to sustained success is not found in the fleeting bursts of effort, but in the consistent and steady force of daily commitment. The discipline to push through discomfort. As you pursue your dreams, there will be moments that challenge you. Moments when the road feels longer than you expected, when you feel tired, discouraged, or overwhelmed. In these moments, the difference between success and failure is often discomfort. Discomfort is the price of growth. Every time you break through discomfort, you come out stronger, smarter, and more capable than you were before. Here's the truth. Success is built in the uncomfortable moments, the early mornings, the late nights, the moments when you feel like quitting. The ones who succeed are the ones who lean into the discomfort, who push through when they feel like stopping. If you want to be extraordinary, you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Discipline will help you endure those uncomfortable moments, and in doing so, it will shape you into someone capable of accomplishing things most people will never even attempt. Discipline is about self-responsibility. Success is not a random event. It's not about luck or chance. It's about taking full responsibility for your life and your outcomes. You are in control of your actions, your habits, and ultimately, your results. When you accept full responsibility, you take back control from the external world and give it to yourself. This mindset is crucial because it frees you from blaming others or circumstances. It places the power back in your hands. The beauty of self-responsibility is that it removes the excuses and gives you the freedom to take action, no matter the situation. When you take responsibility for your actions, you become empowered to make decisions that serve your goals. You stop being a passive observer in your life, and instead, you step into the role of an active creator, sculpting your future through the disciplined choices you make today. Discipline is about setting boundaries. In the pursuit of success, boundaries are essential. Discipline requires you to set boundaries for yourself and others. It's about saying no to things that don't align with your vision, your values, or your goals. Boundaries ensure that you protect your time, your energy, and your focus. In today's world, there are endless distractions. The world is constantly vying for your attention, pulling you in 100 different directions. Discipline means setting clear boundaries that allow you to prioritize what's important. You can't say yes to everything and expect to achieve greatness. You must choose what deserves your time and what doesn't. Boundaries are an act of self-respect. They allow you to stay on track and keep your focus on what truly matters. Without boundaries, your energy gets diluted and your focus becomes fractured. With discipline, you create the space to focus fully on your goals and your purpose. Discipline is about long-term thinking. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to get distracted by instant gratification. Social media, entertainment, and the constant pressure to consume can easily pull you away from what really matters. But the truth is, success is not about short-term rewards. It's about long-term thinking. Discipline forces you to look beyond the immediate pleasure and focus on your bigger goals. It reminds you that the things that matter most are worth working for, even if the rewards aren't immediate. It teaches you to stay committed, knowing that your efforts today will pay off tomorrow, next month, and even years down the road. Long-term success requires long-term thinking, and discipline helps you stay the course, even when the path ahead is unclear or filled with obstacles. Discipline creates a legacy. The greatest impact you can have in this world is not measured by the money you make or the things you accumulate. Your legacy is measured by the lives you touch, the changes you inspire, and the actions you take that leave a lasting imprint. When you live a life of discipline, you create a legacy of growth, service, and transformation. Your disciplined actions, the way you live every day, the way you handle adversity, the way you choose to show up for others, becomes a testament to who you were and what you stood for. Your legacy is built on the habits you form today. Every disciplined choice you make will outlast you and continue to inspire others long after you've gone. Discipline requires patience. One of the hardest things to master in life is patience. We live in a world of instant gratification where we expect things to happen quickly and easily. But true success requires patience. Discipline means doing the right things, even when the results aren't immediate. Patience is an act of faith. Faith that the work you're doing now will pay off later. It's about trusting the process, even when the results are slow or invisible. Discipline teaches you to keep moving forward, to keep taking action, even when you can't yet see the finish line. Patience doesn't mean waiting passively. It means working hard while waiting. It means trusting that every effort, no matter how small, will move you closer to your goal. Discipline allows you to embrace the journey and understand that every step forward counts. Discipline is the bridge between intention and reality. We all have dreams. We all have intentions. But intentions without action are simply wishful thinking. Intentions become reality when they are backed by discipline. Discipline is the force that takes your thoughts, your vision, and your plans and turns them into tangible, real results. To succeed, you must bridge the gap between intention and action. Discipline is the tool that connects the two. It forces you to turn your thoughts into actions and your actions into results. Every single achievement, every goal you reach, and every dream you realize is a result of intentions that were executed with discipline. And that is the difference between those who wish and those who achieve. You are capable of extraordinary things. Success is not reserved for the few. It's available to anyone who has the discipline to pursue it. You have everything you need to succeed inside you. The key is committing to the discipline that will turn your dreams into reality. This is your moment. Decide right now that discipline will be your foundation. Start small, start today. And with every choice you make, with every disciplined action you take, you are one step closer to the life you've always dreamed of. Success begins with discipline, and it starts right now. You've now made the decision to commit. You understand that discipline is not just the first step toward success, it is the foundation of everything. You can't achieve lasting results without it. But the real question is, how do you maintain that commitment in the face of challenges? Every journey, no matter how purposeful or well-planned, will be tested. The road to success is not smooth, and the path is often uncertain. There will be times when you'll be tempted to quit, when failure will knock at your door, and when it feels like the weight of your goals is too heavy to bear. But in those moments, discipline is your anchor. It's what keeps you grounded, keeps you moving forward when everything else tries to pull you backward. And the greatest power of discipline is in your ability to stay committed when the world seems to be against you. Discipline is a commitment to your future self. It's easy to give in to the momentary pleasures, the distractions, and the excuses. But discipline requires you to look beyond the present. It asks you to invest in your future self, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it feels like you're sacrificing the now. The choices you make today will shape the future you live tomorrow. This is the truth that makes discipline so powerful. Discipline isn't just about getting through today. It's about creating the life you want for the long haul. It's about making decisions that serve your vision and staying consistent in your pursuit of greatness. Remember, your future self will thank you for the disciplined decisions you make today. The actions you take now, the sacrifices you make now, will bring you closer to the person you want to become. And that future version of yourself will be the one who looks back and realizes that discipline was the key that unlocked everything. Discipline shapes your identity. The true power of discipline is in its ability to reshape who you are. The more you commit to disciplined action, the more you evolve into someone capable of handling success, handling pressure, and handling the challenges that life throws your way. Discipline transforms you into the person who can achieve extraordinary things. Think about your goals. Whether it's financial freedom, physical health, or professional achievement, the person you are today cannot achieve the person you want to become unless you make a commitment to discipline. Discipline creates the habits that form your identity. You are not just working toward a goal, you are becoming someone who can reach that goal. Discipline is the bridge between who you are now and who you need to become. Discipline is the power to say no. In a world filled with distractions and temptations, discipline allows you to say no to the things that don't serve your vision. It's easy to say yes to everything, to get pulled in 100 different directions, to chase every opportunity that comes your way. But discipline teaches you the power of saying no. Saying no is an act of self-respect. It's the ability to turn away from distractions, from things that pull you off course. It's about saying no to procrastination, no to the easy way out, and no to the fleeting pleasures that don't contribute to your long-term success. Discipline is the ultimate form of self-control. It's the ability to stay focused on your goals and resist the temptations that threaten to derail you. And that ability to say no will ultimately determine how far you go. Discipline creates the space to say yes to what matters most and no to everything else. Discipline is about progress, not perfection. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of perfection, to think that success is only worth it if you do everything perfectly. But discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about making progress. It's about taking action every day, even when the work doesn't feel flawless. Perfection is an illusion. Progress is real. Every time you take a step, even a small one, you're moving closer to your goal. Discipline is about showing up, putting in the work, and trusting that progress is happening even if it's not immediately visible. Success doesn't require perfection, it requires consistent effort. It's about refining your approach, learning from mistakes, and constantly improving. Discipline is about growth. If you're not growing, you're dying. Growth is the only constant in the pursuit of success. The moment you stop growing is the moment you stop achieving. Discipline fuels growth because it pushes you out of your comfort zone, forces you to keep learning, and compels you to continue improving no matter how difficult it gets. Growth doesn't happen when you're stagnant. It happens when you challenge yourself, when you push yourself to become better, stronger, and more resilient. Discipline ensures that you keep moving forward in your growth, even when the journey gets tough. Discipline creates freedom. At first, it may sound counterintuitive, but discipline leads to freedom. Freedom isn't about doing whatever you want whenever you want. True freedom comes from the ability to make decisions that serve your long-term goals, not your immediate desires. When you are disciplined, you are in control of your time, your energy, and your actions. You choose how you spend your days. You choose to invest in your future, knowing that the sacrifices you make today will give you the freedom to live life on your own terms in the future. Discipline is the ability to freely choose the life you want to create, free from distractions, free from procrastination, and free from the chains of uncertainty and regret. Discipline is about creating a system. When you commit to discipline, you create a system that supports your goals, that nurtures your habits, and that pushes you toward your dreams. Discipline is not just about raw willpower. It's about creating a system that works for you, that makes it easier to stay on track, even when things get tough. A system takes the decision-making out of the equation. You don't have to think about it, you just do it. And the more you build this system, the easier it becomes to stick to your discipline. Over time, the system becomes self-sustaining, and you'll find that discipline becomes second nature. Discipline is the foundation of your legacy. Your legacy isn't built on one great action. It's built on the choices you make every single day. It's about the discipline you show in how you live, how you treat others, and how you relentlessly pursue your goals. When you make discipline a part of your daily life, you create a legacy that stands the test of time. A legacy that reflects your values, your hard work, and your unwavering commitment to success. Discipline doesn't just shape your future, it shapes the future of everyone who looks up to you. Success is built on discipline. There is no other way. You cannot bypass it, you cannot cheat it. Discipline is the key that unlocks everything you desire. It is the force that propels you forward, keeps you focused, and transforms your dreams into reality. If you want success, if you want to live a life of fulfillment and achievement, you must choose discipline. You must choose it every single day. And as you do, you will see the results. You will see the momentum build. You will see your goals come to life. Because when you commit to discipline, success is no longer a question. It's a guarantee. So, embrace it. Make discipline the core of everything you do. Start now and watch as your life transforms. Because success begins with discipline. And that success is waiting for you, just on the other side of your commitment. Now that you've made the commitment, now that you've seen the true power of discipline, the next question is, how will you carry it forward? It's one thing to talk about discipline. It's one thing to feel inspired, motivated, or even convicted in this moment. But the real power of discipline is in the consistency of your actions. You must build discipline into your daily life. It's not enough to rely on bursts of motivation or inspiration. Discipline is not a mood, it is a decision you make every day. And that decision is the foundation for everything you will accomplish. Every successful person you look up to, whether it's a business mogul, an athlete, an artist, or a leader, has built their success not on a single moment of action, but on a lifetime of disciplined habits. These habits, consistently practiced, create an extraordinary life. Discipline is a commitment to your daily actions. The real beauty of discipline is in the small choices you make, the daily habits you create that lead to the big results. It's about waking up early, working with purpose, staying focused, and staying resilient, even when no one is watching. Discipline does not require applause or praise. It requires you to show up, day after day, knowing that success is the result of this consistent effort. Start small. It doesn't matter where you begin. What matters is that you start and then you continue. Every day, commit to your process. Every day, recommit to your purpose. As you do, you will find that discipline isn't just something you do, but it's something you become. Discipline is the ability to say no to the distractions. The world is full of distractions, endless noise, endless things competing for your attention. But discipline teaches you to focus on what matters most. It teaches you to say no to the things that don't contribute to your goals, to the distractions that will lead you down the wrong path, and to the habits that will hold you back. Saying no is the first step in creating the space for what really matters. It's the key to building a life that is aligned with your vision. The more you say no to distractions, the more you create room for purposeful action, for building momentum, and for taking meaningful steps toward your goals. Discipline is the force that breaks bad habits. We all have bad habits, the ones that derail us, slow us down, and keep us stuck in a cycle of frustration. Discipline is the force that helps you break free from these habits. It's not easy. It won't happen overnight. But every time you choose discipline over the old, comfortable habits, you create a new path forward. You choose healthier habits, more productive habits, habits that serve your vision. This is where mental discipline becomes the most powerful tool. It's the strength to resist the urge to fall back into old patterns. It's the decision to take control of your mind, to choose what thoughts, emotions, and actions you allow to guide you. Discipline requires you to manage your time effectively. Time is your most precious resource. It's the one thing you can never get back. Discipline teaches you to value your time and to use it wisely. You'll hear people say, time is money, but time is far more valuable than money. When you waste time, you're wasting your future. With discipline, you stop letting time slip away. You manage it. You structure your days in a way that maximizes your potential and ensures that every moment serves your purpose. Whether it's through daily planning, creating schedules, or setting boundaries, discipline helps you take control of your time and use it in the best way possible. Discipline is about having the courage to stick to your vision. Many people start strong, but they falter when the going gets tough. They lose their focus, their commitment, and their drive. Discipline requires you to stay the course, even when the obstacles seem overwhelming. When everyone else is giving up, discipline is what keeps you moving forward. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the ability to keep moving forward in spite of it. Discipline is courage in action. It's the courage to make the hard decisions, to keep showing up when things are difficult, and to stay true to your vision, no matter what. Discipline is about progress, not perfection. Perfection is a trap. It's an illusion that can paralyze you and keep you from taking action. Discipline is about progress, not perfection. You will never be perfect. You will make mistakes. But the key is that you keep going, that you keep improving. Discipline allows you to embrace failure as part of the process. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. Every setback is a lesson that leads you closer to success. When you focus on progress, not perfection, you free yourself from the pressure of trying to do everything perfectly. Discipline gives you the freedom to take imperfect action, knowing that every step forward is part of your journey to success. Discipline requires the ability to adapt. Life doesn't always go as planned. Circumstances change. New obstacles arise. But discipline allows you to adapt. It gives you the flexibility to adjust your approach when needed without losing sight of your ultimate goals. Discipline doesn't mean following a rigid, inflexible path. It means being committed to your vision, but flexible in how you get there. Adaptability is one of the most important aspects of discipline, because the road to success is never straight. There will be detours, setbacks, and obstacles. But discipline ensures that you continue to move forward no matter what comes your way. Discipline is about consistency, even when the journey gets tough. There will be days when the journey feels long and the results seem distant. You'll feel tired, discouraged, or frustrated. But discipline is what keeps you going. It's what tells you to take one more step, to stay committed to the process, to trust that every day of disciplined action is bringing you closer to your goal. Remember, success is a journey, not a destination. The road will not always be smooth, but with discipline, you have the strength to keep going. Discipline is the bedrock of success. Everything you want in life, whether it's personal success, financial freedom, health, or happiness, begins with discipline. It's the foundation on which everything else is built. So, if you want to live a life of fulfillment and achievement, you must commit to discipline. Commit to showing up every day. Commit to the small actions, the habits, and the decisions that will lead you to success. Because success doesn't come from what you do once in a while, it comes from what you do every day. Discipline is the foundation of greatness. Success, mastery, and excellence are all within your reach. But it's discipline that will get you there. If you want it, if you are willing to commit, the life you desire can be yours. The choice is yours. Will you embrace discipline? Will you take the first step toward greatness? Success begins with discipline, and the future you've always dreamed of is waiting for you on the other side of your commitment. Now is the time. Take that first step. Your future is in your hands. As you stand on the precipice of the life you are about to build, you are faced with one undeniable truth. Discipline is the glue that holds everything together. It is the common thread that binds every successful story, every great achievement, and every lasting transformation. Without it, everything falls apart. With it, everything becomes possible. But here's something critical that most people miss. Discipline is not about force or restriction. It's about freedom. It is the choice to say no to the distractions and temporary pleasures that prevent you from becoming the person you were always meant to be. Discipline is freedom from the chaos, from the excuses, and from the uncertainty that holds you back. And freedom, the real kind of freedom, is the ability to choose how you live your life, how you use your time, your energy, and your talents. Discipline gives you that power. Discipline is the path to mastery. Mastery is the goal. No one achieves greatness in a single leap. It's not about a sudden flash of brilliance. It's about consistent effort, repeated over time, that leads to mastery. It's about committing to becoming the best version of yourself, not through perfection, but through relentless practice, patience, and persistence. Take a look at anyone who has achieved remarkable success. They didn't just stumble upon their achievements. They practiced discipline, day in and day out, until their mastery became second nature. Whether it's mastering a skill, a profession, or even personal growth, discipline is what elevates the ordinary to the extraordinary. Mastery is earned through action. And action, of course, is powered by discipline. The decision to do what others aren't willing to do, to show up when others won't, and to keep going when others quit. Discipline is the invisible force that keeps you moving forward, even when the finish line is unclear or distant. Discipline is the force that turns goals into results. Many people set goals, many people dream big, but very few people achieve their dreams. Why? Because goals without discipline are like a car without fuel. No matter how beautiful the car, no matter how well designed the engine, without fuel, it won't go anywhere. Goals are the starting point, but discipline is the fuel that drives them to fruition. When you set a goal, you've made a decision. But discipline is what turns that decision into an unstoppable force. The more committed you are to your goals, the more disciplined your actions will become. The results will follow. Discipline is the art of controlling your impulses. One of the most powerful aspects of discipline is the ability to control your impulses. Impulses are the knee-jerk reactions that lead you to procrastinate, to give in to distractions, or to choose short-term pleasure over long-term gain. Discipline teaches you to rise above these impulses. It teaches you that your long-term vision is far more important than the fleeting comforts of today. When you have discipline, you don't let your impulses control you. You control them. And that control allows you to stay focused, to stay on track, and to keep moving forward even when the world around you is filled with distractions. Discipline teaches you to prioritize. Life is full of choices, and with every choice, you are either moving closer to your goals or further away from them. Discipline is the ability to make the right choice, even when it's the harder one. It's the ability to say no to the things that waste your time and yes to the things that serve your vision. Successful people don't make more decisions, they make better decisions. They prioritize the actions that will move them forward, that will take them closer to their dreams. Discipline teaches you to do the same. It helps you make decisions based on what matters most, not what feels good in the moment. Discipline requires a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is the belief that your abilities are limited, that who you are today is who you will always be. A growth mindset, however, believes that through effort, learning, and discipline, you can achieve anything. Discipline demands that you adopt a growth mindset. It forces you to embrace challenges, learn from failures, and continuously evolve. With a growth mindset, every obstacle becomes an opportunity for growth. Every failure becomes a lesson. Discipline, when combined with a growth mindset, makes you unstoppable. Discipline empowers you to create lasting change. You might have tried to change before to lose weight, to build a business, to learn a new skill only to fall short. But lasting change isn't made through fleeting efforts or bursts of motivation. It's made through disciplined, consistent actions. Change is a process, and discipline is the force that ensures you stick with it long enough for that change to become permanent. When you commit to discipline, you are committing to change, to evolving into the person who is capable of achieving your dreams. Every day you practice discipline, you create the future you want to live in. Discipline transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Life will not be without challenges. There will be times when the weight of your dreams feels overwhelming, when the obstacles seem insurmountable. But discipline is what transforms those obstacles into stepping stones. You will face setbacks, you will encounter failures. But discipline teaches you to keep going. It helps you to see every challenge as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to improve. Discipline does not let failure define you. It uses failure to propel you to new heights. Discipline is the compass that keeps you on track. In the face of setbacks and distractions, it's easy to lose your way. It's easy to get sidetracked, to become discouraged, and to forget why you started in the first place. But discipline acts as your compass, reminding you of your vision, your purpose, and your ultimate goals. Discipline keeps you aligned with your values. It helps you navigate the challenges of life and keep your focus on what truly matters. It keeps you on the path, no matter how winding the road may seem. Discipline is the force that shapes your destiny. At the end of the day, your destiny is shaped by the actions you take every single day. The dreams you have, the goals you set, the life you desire. It's all within your reach, but it will never come to you unless you commit to the daily practice of discipline. Discipline is the key that unlocks the doors to your future. Without it, all the potential in the world will go untapped. With it, the life you've always dreamed of is within your grasp. You hold the key to your own future. So, take that first step. Make discipline your daily practice. Commit to your vision, your goals, and your future, one disciplined action at a time. Because success begins with discipline. And with discipline, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Now, it's your time. Step into your greatness. Choose discipline today and every day. Your future is waiting for you, and it begins with the choices you make now. Now, let's dive deeper into the heart of this. You understand that discipline is the vehicle, but the question remains, what fuels that vehicle? What drives the engine of discipline when the road gets tough, when the excitement wears off, and when the challenges seem overwhelming? The answer is purpose. Purpose is what gives your discipline direction. It's what transforms your efforts into something greater than just routine actions. When you have purpose, you have a reason to keep going. You have the energy to overcome resistance and the clarity to stay on track. Purpose ignites the fire of discipline. You can't just rely on discipline alone. You need to fuel it with a deeper burning desire. Purpose is that fuel. It gives your discipline meaning. It reminds you why you're doing this, why you're waking up early, why you're pushing through the pain, why you're doing what others won't do. When the task feels mundane, purpose makes it meaningful. It turns work into a calling, It turns effort into fulfillment. And here's something you must understand. Purpose is what keeps you grounded when the distractions and the noise of the world try to pull you away. When you don't have a clear purpose, discipline feels like a chore. But when you know your why, when you have a vision of where you want to go, discipline becomes your ally. It becomes the powerful tool you use to build your dream, step by step. Discipline is the companion to persistence. You've probably heard the phrase, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And that is where discipline truly shines. It is the companion of persistence because discipline helps you keep going, even when you face setbacks. It doesn't let failure break you. Failure is simply part of the journey, it's not the end. It's discipline that teaches you to persist through it. When you face failure, discipline gives you the strength to pick yourself back up. It keeps you on your feet and ensures you never stop moving forward. Every setback is a lesson, and discipline ensures that you keep learning from them. Persistence is the byproduct of discipline. Persistence keeps you on track long after the excitement fades. While motivation can be fleeting, discipline is the glue that holds you together when the world is shaking around you. Discipline demands that you create your own opportunities. Many people wait for the perfect opportunity to present itself. They wait for things to fall into place, for luck to strike, for the right conditions to align. But here's the truth. There are no perfect opportunities. Opportunities are created by those who take disciplined action. They're not waiting for permission. They're not waiting for the stars to align. They create their own opportunities. With discipline, you create your own success. You don't sit around hoping for the phone to ring. You don't wait for the right moment to start. You take action, even if it's imperfect, even if the path isn't clear, even if there are risks involved. Discipline creates the momentum that allows you to move forward, to act now, and to build the future you want. Discipline teaches you to embrace the process. The reality is, the road to success is never a straight line. It's full of bumps, detours, and unanticipated obstacles. But what separates the successful from the unsuccessful is that successful people embrace the process. They understand that success is not a destination, it's a journey, and that journey requires discipline. Discipline helps you fall in love with the process. It's not just about the end goal. It's about the daily grind, the small actions, and the improvement that happens in each step. You get better with every attempt. You grow stronger with every failure. The process is where the magic happens, and discipline is what makes that process worthwhile. When you embrace the process, you stop focusing solely on the destination, and you start focusing on the journey. And as you do, the results begin to follow. Your disciplined actions compound, and over time, the progress becomes inevitable. Discipline requires you to be accountable to yourself. Accountability isn't just about someone else checking in on you. It starts with you. Discipline requires you to hold yourself accountable to ensure that your actions align with your goals, your vision, and your values. It means being honest with yourself about your effort, your commitment, and your progress. Accountability is the part that people often skip. You can't rely on others to push you all the time. The real work is done when no one is watching, when the only person you're answering to is yourself, and when you commit to doing the work, even when it's tough. That's when the magic happens. Discipline is about being willing to sacrifice. Every success story has a sacrifice behind it. Whether it's giving up comfort, leisure time, or even relationship success demands that you be willing to sacrifice the immediate for the long-term reward. Sacrifice is part of the process. It's about understanding that short-term discomfort is the price of long-term success. And discipline ensures that you're willing to make that sacrifice, time and time again. But here's the key. Sacrifice is not a burden. It's an investment. Every time you choose discipline, you're making an investment in your future. Every sacrifice you make today will pay off tomorrow. Discipline requires you to focus on the long game. The modern world is obsessed with instant results. Social media, quick fixes, and hacks have convinced us that everything should come fast. But success is built over time. The magic happens in the long game, the consistent, disciplined effort you put in over the long haul. Discipline teaches you to stay focused on the big picture. You keep your eyes on the prize, not on the distractions or the short-term setbacks. You see the long-term reward, and you stay committed to the work, no matter how long it takes. Discipline allows you to live with intention. Life doesn't just happen to you. You create your life with every decision you make. And discipline is what ensures that you make those decisions with intention, with purpose, and with the focus required to create the life you desire. Intentional living requires discipline because it means staying aligned with your purpose and your goals, despite the distractions and temptations that surround you. You live each day with intention, each moment with purpose. And that purposeful living ensures that you don't waste a single day. Discipline transforms your reality. Your reality today is the result of the choices you made yesterday. If you want a different future, you need to make different choices. Discipline is the tool that allows you to make those choices. It allows you to create a new reality for yourself, one where you are in control and where your dreams are no longer just fantasies, but living, breathing realities. By committing to discipline, you are changing the course of your life, one day at a time. The small decisions, made consistently, shape your destiny. The life you dream of is not out of reach. It's within your grasp, as long as you commit to disciplined action. Success begins with discipline. You have everything you need inside you to succeed. You are capable of achieving your dreams, of creating the life you desire. But it all starts with discipline. Commit to the process. Stay focused. Take responsibility for your actions. And most importantly, believe that the work you are doing today will create the success you've always wanted tomorrow. Discipline is the secret ingredient. It is the foundation upon which everything else is built. And with discipline, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Now, take action. Commit to your discipline. Your success is waiting for you the moment you choose to embrace it. Because success begins with discipline, and it's yours for the taking. Now that you've committed to discipline and you've seen its power, the next crucial step is embracing the long journey ahead. The road to success is not a sprint, it's a marathon, and discipline is the steady pace that keeps you moving forward. What you must understand is that success isn't an event, it's a process. It's a series of small, consistent actions that compound over time. Every day, you are either moving closer to your goal or moving further away. And discipline is the key that keeps you on track, even when the path is unclear or filled with obstacles. Discipline is the quiet force that powers you through the highs and lows of your journey. There will be moments when you feel energized and motivated, and then there will be times when you feel defeated, tired, or overwhelmed. It's during these low moments that discipline shines brightest. Discipline means showing up even when you don't feel like it. It means doing the work, regardless of how you feel. You see, motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes. But discipline is unwavering. When motivation fades, discipline will carry you forward. It's the ability to take the next step, even when the goal seems too distant, when the obstacles seem too great, or when the effort seems too much. Discipline is the commitment to stay the course, no matter the storm. Discipline is the key to lasting growth. Success is not just about achieving a goal. It's about growing into the person who can achieve that goal. Growth is a constant process. It's not a one-time event or something that can be achieved quickly. Real, lasting growth happens through continuous, disciplined effort. When you embrace discipline, you also embrace growth. Every challenge, every failure, every setback is an opportunity to grow and refine yourself. Discipline keeps you in the game long enough to grow, to learn from your experiences, and to improve with every failure and success alike. You'll face challenges, that's a given. But discipline ensures that you stay resilient, that you keep evolving, and that you continue to move forward. It ensures that growth happens, even when it feels slow or difficult. Discipline is the ability to stay focused. In the world today, distractions are everywhere. The constant pull of social media, the pressure to keep up with others, and the endless stream of information can easily derail you. Discipline is what keeps you focused on the task at hand, on your goals, on the future you are building. Every successful person has the ability to focus, to ignore the distractions, and to stay laser-focused on their mission. Discipline is what teaches you to stay focused on your priorities, to say no to distractions, and to remain committed to what truly matters. Focus and discipline are inseparable. Without discipline, it's easy to get caught up in the noise, to lose sight of your goals, and to get pulled off track. Discipline keeps your eyes on the prize, and it helps you ignore the irrelevant distractions that would otherwise steal your time and energy. Discipline is about patience. Patience is one of the greatest virtues. And discipline is what teaches you the art of patience. It teaches you that good things take time, that success doesn't happen overnight, and that every small effort you make today will build the foundation for tomorrow's success. In a world that's obsessed with instant gratification, discipline teaches you to delay gratification for something much greater in the future. It's the patience to continue working day after day, even when the results are not immediate. True success requires that you stay in the game long enough for the rewards to come. Discipline helps you trust in the process, knowing that your hard work will pay off even if it's not visible today. Discipline is what keeps you patient in the face of delayed results, knowing that every step forward is leading you to the life you desire. Discipline is the force that transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary results. When you make discipline a non-negotiable part of your life, it compounds. Small actions, repeated consistently, create massive results. The sum of your disciplined actions over time is what gives birth to extraordinary success. The greatness you desire is built through your daily discipline. The ordinary things you do, the consistent steps you take every day, may seem small, but over time, they create something remarkable. You don't need to make giant leaps to succeed. You just need to take consistent steps, each one fueled by discipline. Discipline is the key to becoming who you are meant to be. We all have potential, but potential is nothing without discipline. You can have all the talent, all the ideas, and all the ambition in the world, but if you don't commit to the daily discipline required to turn that potential into reality, you'll never reach your true greatness. Discipline helps you become the person you were always meant to be. It shapes your character, molds your work ethic, and allows you to develop the qualities necessary for success. Discipline turns dreams into action, and actions into accomplishments. You have everything inside you to achieve greatness. Discipline is the key that unlocks that greatness. It's the force that helps you evolve, learn, and grow into the person capable of achieving your biggest dreams. Discipline is the force that defines your destiny. Your destiny isn't written in the stars. It's written in your daily actions, in your choices, and in your commitment to doing the work. Discipline is the force that shapes your destiny. When you look at the life you want, understand that it is built through the small actions you take consistently. The future you want is not out of reach. It's waiting for you to take the first step, and discipline is the force that ensures you keep moving forward, no matter what. If you want to build a future of success, happiness, and fulfillment, you must commit to the discipline that will get you there. Every decision, every action, and every choice is a step toward creating the life you want. Success is no longer a question. It's a certainty, because discipline guarantees it. It's time to fully embrace the power of discipline in your life. Commit to showing up every single day. Build the future you deserve, one disciplined step at a time. Because success begins with discipline, and the life you've always wanted is within your grasp, waiting for you to claim it. The only thing standing between where you are today and the success you desire is your decision to discipline yourself. Your future starts now.